Felicia
From the
Michaels,
moment
my
you hear his
princess,
voice, you
has
know
been
there are
entertaining
going to be
audiences
problems.
with a unique
Joey
style
Coco Diaz has
of
been rocking
provocative humor
comedy
since the
stages for
90s, all right?
15 years.
With her
You've seen him in
tongue-in-cheek,
films and
she's been
television,
exploring
but
such
his
topics
real
of the
patois,
dynamics
as
of
is
the
fond of
male-female
saying, are the
relationships,
stories from
or
his
as we call them
past
here in
and
the
his
studio,
chaotic
dirty
views on
thoughts,
life that will make
and
this
the
podcast
proliferation
a different
of the
beast.
sensual
Raw
feminist.
pain and
She's a little
passion is how to
firecracker
really
rolled up, and that's
describe
why I
this
love her, and that's why you're going to love
New
listening. So
Jersey
tune in, all right?
Animal.
How are you, my love? Everything good?
Everything is good.
You look great. How was the weekend?
The weekend was good. I was in Phoenix, and it was good. The shows were good. There was a lot of talented local comedians in Phoenix, by the way,
nice,
and
nice.
played a club that you were at a week earlier, the Comedy Spot.
Absolutely.
And the hotel was nice.
Did you go to eat at that place?
What place?
The Jew fucking place with the bagels.
Why
and
you always gotta say Jew?
the New York style place.
You know, I listen to the podcast, and sometimes when you say things like that, it's hard to hear.
It's okay.
Because you're the coolest guy on the planet.
Stop it. It's a New York Jew deli.
All right, I'm just saying.
Nice people. The waitresses are all Jewish women from the Bronx and shit. They got egg creams for $3. I didn't fall for that trick. Because for $3, I could buy the egg cream factory. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Hershey's, club soda, and milk. You're going to charge me $2.99 a glass. I drink 8 of these things at a sitting. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's $24 just in fucking egg creams. And I got to run out of there. I got to dine and dash in Arizona.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah, because your
But delicious lox.
system's about to explode.
Yeah, delicious lox and delicious sandwiches. And the egg salad was tremendous. No gas. They must have ran the eggs through Beano.
That's very funny. So anyway, so it was fun, and then I came back, and I just been running around like crazy, and I edited the last podcast, and someone sure needed to give me some, meth or something. I could have been a little chattier, is what I'm saying.
You're right. You're all right, man. I love you to death. Just do what you do. You know, this is a podcast. We're a fucking team. And when you watch the Yankees play, everybody says, well, the Yankees are a put-together team, and they're a fake team, blah, blah, blah. The Yankees run on statistics. They got 8 players, and they know that 3 of those 8 players are going to be hot 1 month. And they just pray that it's all of them are hot in October. But they know if you look at the Yankees and follow them all year, I'm not a fan of the Yankees, but I'm a fan of this game. I'm a fan of games, and I like to look at percentages. And you watch the Yankees, and that's their secret, that every month somebody's hot for 20 days. And not everybody's going to be hot. And you have to accept that there's peaks and valleys. You're not going to be funny. Every podcast is not going to be gut fucking blown. Everyone is not going to make people cry. There's some podcasts that are sensational, and there's some that, 2 people are just having a fucking day. And that's what we had last week or the week before, but we're here and we're ticking.
We're like the Energizer Rabbit.
And most importantly, we're back, bitches. Beauty and the Beast podcast, Felicia Michaels.
Joey Diaz.
It's a beautiful day to be alive.
You know what? Last night I was laying in bed, and after I edited the podcast and I uploaded it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, thank God that's done. And I started watching Black Hawk Down.
Okay.
And it reminded me of this young man that I knew. I think his name was Michael Roof, and he was known as Chicken. Like, he was this comic. And I was working in Birmingham, Alabama, at the Stardome. I think that's the name of that club. Awesome club. The most awesomest club, and well run, and the people are lovely, and I'd really like to play there again soon. I'm open in the fall.
What happened with this kid?
So I was headlining there like years and years ago, and there was this 19-year-old kid, and he was kind of cute, and he was just an energy guy, and he did props, but he had a quality about him. And at the time, I was married to a comedy manager, and I told my husband about this young kid, and so they kind of started having a little business together, and the young kid started auditioning and got a part in Black Hawk Down, like pretty immediately. And when he came to LA, and he died a few years back by hurting himself. You know what I mean? I think he overdosed. I don't know exactly the story, but it was something like that. And it just made me really sad, you know what I mean? Because I remember watching him on stage, and the Stardome is like a Vegas showroom. It's a beautiful room. and just thinking, wow, look at that young kid. You know what I mean? Like, he had something about him. Not everyone agrees with, the style of comedy that he was doing or whatever, but anyway,
there was something there.
There was something there, obviously.
There was something there.
And in this movie, Black Hawk Down, it's everybody's in it. Eric Bana's in it. Ewan McGregor, you know what I mean? Every guy who is a star now was basically in that movie. And so is Michael Roof, and known as Chicken. I hope I'm saying his name right. And it was just like, sometimes you meet people in life, and it can be someone at a distance or someone very close to you who is a little bit self-destructive. And it was very sad to see, wow, this guy had the world in front of him, but it wasn't able to maintain.
Well, let's play the tape back. Your ex-husband discovered him, and then they took him to Montreal, and they got a deal, and they gave him money. Sometimes you're young, you come here, and a lot of stuff is given to you, or you earn a lot of stuff, and something happens. Not everybody makes it through this. Charlie Sheen isn't in the shape he's in because it's something in his mental block. This town feeds that. And once your ego is fed and you're sitting there and you're waiting for the phone to ring and the phone isn't ringing, it's a different type of lifestyle. And we've seen it. Michael Roof, a.k.a. Chicken, isn't the first. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely not.
You have Freddie Prinze. You've had a bunch of people that can't handle success.
Right.
Success in this town is very hard for some people. And what's hard is when the phone stops ringing. That's when you have to maintain yourself, and that's when you have to find things to do. Because like we were talking about podcast, and there's peaks and valleys and everything. When you're in sales, there's peaks and valleys.
Oh, absolutely.
He was a young guy. He came out. He got a couple movies. The director fell in love with him. And like anything else in life, the phone stops ringing. You can't figure out why. Who's lying to me? Who's not lying to me? They said I was going to do this. They said I was going to be a star. People light my cigarettes. They bring me water. They ask me how I'm doing. That's all the shit that affects your fucking psyche.
Right.
And, I don't know if it was last year or the year before that, he killed himself. Whatever he did. And it really wasn't a destructive lifestyle. It was somebody who was unstable to start off with. Like when I got into comedy, I was very unstable, and somebody fueled that fire. That's all this is. Somebody puts gasoline on that fire. Who's that somebody? The media, society. We were talking about this morning. You brought up some great points this morning about the Kardashians and what you get out of them. I get fucking comedy out of them. When I sit there and watch the Kardashians, I sit there and laugh my ass off because I look behind the curtain. Right. I know this is bullshit. But what about that girl in Iowa that reads People magazine and really believes that you have to go to Vegas to celebrate your 21st birthday? Oh my God.
Right.
And, and nothing fucking happens.
Right.
Nothing fucking happens.
Right.
I was watching the episode the other day because it's on every day at 4:30. And, I do my shit and I sit down and I clean the house and I put the TV on. And if UFC Unleashed is on, I put E on and I watch the Kardashians. Not because I'm a fan of hers, just to see the lie that is getting bred into the country. The lie. And this morning I'm watching TV again, and the news is on. I'm walking back and forth. I got up at 4:30, and I put the news on to see what the traffic is like and all this shit. And they're talking about Lindsay Lohan going to court. Another product of this. She just walked out of a place with a chain. Nothing that I haven't done no different. But I'm a thief.
Well,
you follow me? She's a fucking movie star. What possesses her to put a chain on and just walk out?
Because people are going to be who people are going to be.
The same thing.
Yeah.
I bring you water. I give a fuck. Why are we fueling into this? Why is there 1,000 cameras right now circling? You heard the helicopters this morning. They're circling to head down to Lindsay's courtroom appearance. You're fueling the fire. Some people can handle it. Some people can't. Lindsay thinks she's the first bitch to do this. She don't know that Marilyn Monroe sucked 1,000 dicks and ended up dead too. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. We're just, when you figure out that you're just replacing somebody, and that's it. That's why a couple of weeks ago I talked about here being a loser and whatever and all this shit. And Jesus, I got more hate mail for calling myself a loser. I could see if I called somebody black or something. But I called myself a loser. And you call yourself a loser because I know what I've gone through in life. And nobody, not one thing could ever make me forget this. Even as I'm winning the fucking Oscar, as I'm walking off, I'll never forget going to Carvel and robbing the coin change from the blind kids next to the thing.
Right.
You understand me? I'll never forget that. I'll never forget sleeping in that car. Some people forget that. And then when it's reminded to them again, they can't handle going back to that. I've never forgotten that. And that's what I meant that day by being a loser. I've never forgotten that. I've never forgotten the lingo, the gibberish. And it's a shame what happens to people.
It is
It's a shame. You handled it right, Felicia. How did you handle it? Playboy, winner of Star Search. Everybody wanted to suck your fucking twat. You know, people opening up car doors for you.
They did, you
people,
know. They
how did you handle it? You fucking handled it, Felicia. You handled it. So it's.
But
it's,
but that's.
you didn't get caught up on drugs. You weren't in the car with Kennison. You know, you didn't get caught up tap dancing with Masayo Atsuko in Japan and a fucking Chewy Jones. Yeah, you became Felicia Michaels. You even
I like Tamayo Atsuki.
I didn't say I didn't like her. I'm just saying that all these people that you ran with, look at the fuck they ended up at. And, you were friends with Sam. He's in a fucking hole 14, 15, 18 years already.
I wasn't a close friend. I didn't
You knew him from the
Yeah,
store. But the point being that, how did you handle it? You handled it.
Right.
You put it all into perspective. You got married. There was something there.
Yeah, but,
There was something there, Felicia. So I feel bad for Chicken, but I also feel bad for Freddie Prince. I also feel bad for Marilyn Monroe. I also feel bad for Richard Jenny. I also feel bad for all these people that took this a little bit more serious than life. They took their life a little bit more serious than what was really going on. The big fucking picture. And trust me, I did a few movies and I seen how people were talking to me. And I bought into it for a while. That's why I'm talking. And one day I go, no, I'm still that guy that stole the fucking change from the blind kids. I don't give a fuck about a poster or a movie or a trailer. This is who I am. And I'll never forget that. And that's what keeps me sane. Every morning when I wake up at 4:30 and I do my little emails and I call my friends I grew up with and we talk. And by talking to them, I feel back to where the fuck I am. Some people get a TV show and they start talking to everybody. Ego's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ego in this life is a motherfucker. And it's not just in the entertainment business. It's in the car business. It's in the water purification business.
That's the thing. It's
the
like
computer
we're
business.
talking about show business, but this is everyone's life.
Ego's a motherfucker.
Yeah, in any business, this would
Dave
be going
Dorson,
on.
a Chicago Bear, killed himself last week, 50 years old, shot himself. I thought he died of a heart attack. And for the last couple of days, I was like, Dave Dorson died. I better start doing push-ups because if he fucking died and he played football and lifted weights, fuck, what do my clogged arteries look like? And all of a sudden I read that he shot himself. He was fucking broke. He was broke because he bought into the Joneses. There's no debtor's prison. Mm-hmm. They can't throw you in jail. You can't take blood out of a rock. The only reason why you would shoot yourself if you were broke is because you couldn't drive the Beamer up and down the block so Johnny and Jimmy couldn't fucking see you. And at the end of the day, when you go to fucking Ralph's, who gives a fuck about Johnny and Jimmy? By the way, Ralph's is a supermarket. Because at the end of the day, people, when you go to your local supermarket, whether it's Ralph's, King Soopers, Zupa Dupas, ShopRite, you're paying, there ain't nobody there with their fucking money. That's you. That's you and the fucking supermarket guy. You can't say to them, hey, did you see me the other night? I was on Eyewitness News at 8. Or, hey, I invented the iPhone. They don't give a fuck. You got to pay. And until somebody comes and pays there, nobody can control your life or your ego or whatever. The only reason why somebody would kill themselves when they're broke is because they can't look somebody else in the face. It wouldn't be right. What the fuck? Why would you ice yourself because you filed for bankruptcy because you were that depressed? I mean, there's probably more to the story. There's more to the story.
Yeah. I mean, Joey, that happens to people who...
all the fucking time.
It happens to everyone.
Death is a motherfucker.
It happens to everyone. But it just made me think about Michael Ruffin. It was such a magical moment when he was 19 to see him in Alabama at the Stardome. And to think, wow, that's cool. In its own weird way. Like, no judgment on, prop guy. But no judgment. But you know what I'm saying?
Whatever. And man, listen, if people got it, they got it. Whether it's props, lightning bolts in their ass, they crack jokes, they play a guitar. People have it, some people don't. Obviously, I don't have it because I'm sitting here with you doing this fucking podcast, cocksucker.
I know, but this is our universe. This is our universe.
I had a girl talk to me once, about 2 years ago. She's half retarded, but she looked fucking yummy. And this girl was telling me how she wanted to make a sex tape. I mean, this girl.
How old was she?
She was a dental technician, you know. And I'm just saying this. I mean, she was.
Were you
probably,
getting your teeth cleaned?
No. I met her at a comedy show, and she MySpaced me, and we became friends. And after a show, she was there with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was talking to all the comedians, and she's like, "I really want to make a sex tape. Do you know how I should go about it?" And I was like, "Why do you want to make a sex tape?" She's like, "Well, I want to change my life." So this girl, in the back of her mind, thought that by making a sex tape and putting it out there,
yeah.
and she's like, I go, "Do you want to wear a wig?" Like, I was just asking her just to see the psychology of it. I wasn't going to fuck the girl or make a movie with her. She was 20 years younger than me with fake tits. But that's how I had just, first of all, I just met her. And she's telling me she wants to make a sex tape. And if I knew anybody who would be interested in doing one with her or taping her and how to release it and how to get it. I mean,
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, and I went home and I thought about, if this girl thinks like this, how many other girls think like this?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
a sex tape would change their life. So, the Kardashians are all fun and they're off to Vegas and we're in LA, trick and all that shit. Mm-hmm. But there's little girls that's what they're getting the impression.
No,
of.
absolutely.
And that they have to have a big ass and they have to date a fucking sports celebrity.
Absolutely.
So now they settle, so they live in Iowa. So they settle for a broke black dude from some fucking college that gets them pregnant, and their life ain't no fucking Kardashian movie. You follow me?
Why does it gotta be a black dude?
Because that's what that's what she's spreading.
Yeah.
That like, I'm free, and I'm not putting black people down by no means. I'm just saying that this is what she's doing. So girls are like, fuck it. I want to be a Kardashian. I don't want a regular white guy with a job. Let me go get a college guy. Hopefully he'll become a pro. But when he has 9 kids in me, he shoots 9 loads in me. Now I'm walking around with 9 black kids at a white fucking supermarket in Iowa, and people are throwing darts at me. That's not the dream that the Kardashians sold. You follow me? The Kardashians sold a complete different dream.
I don't know about this conversation,
I'm telling you the truth.
Joey.
They're dreaming.
I don't know
it's
about
a
this
different fucking
conversation
package.
at all.
It's a different package. If they want to do a sex tape, then they want to do everything else these Kardashians do.
Well, look, everyone is supposed to be personally responsible for your own decisions.
But you're not. But we're not at that age. We're not.
I'm just saying,
70% of 21-year-olds
I don't know.
aren't fucking responsible at that age.
Scratching myself.
Yeah, keep scratching. You might as well scratch your little monkey too. At that age, we're not responsible. Add drugs to it and add other stupidity to it. What is Kim doing this weekend? Oh my God! They made $60 million last year.
They should make
and
$60
$10
million
of it was from twittering people.
Yeah,
they
good
charged
for
for Twitters.
Yeah,
like imagine that. Like
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that. But who do you think is getting those
that.
fucking Twitters for $10 million? You, me, your son, your cousins? No, it's somebody in a small town that has big dreams. Those people, we know them.
That's okay.
I
I'm just saying.
I have nothing against them. We're talking about how the media influence fucking people.
Well, they do influence people, but they do, yes.
Yes,
do.
this
but
is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about because the Kardashian sees this, she says to herself, wow, to be cool, I got to get a fucking athlete. So she goes, like a lot of people did, the University of Colorado, where I went to school, and Boulder, the coach's daughter has 4 fucking kids, and all of them are a different nationality. McCarthy's daughter. You follow me? Things like this happen. I'm not saying the Kardashians didn't influence that fucking dirty freak, but what I'm saying is that that's what society does. They think that now I got to go do this to be successful. Or you could be like the little cute one that dates that fucking Oscar Wilde with the scarf. That little fucking Momo that walks around with a scarf. This episode I watched yesterday, he wants to buy a Rolls Royce. You understand me? No, he don't want to buy a Toyota or a fucking Acura or a fucking Maserati or a Jaguar. Yeah. Fucking Thurston Howell III wants to buy a fucking Rolls Royce. And you're going to sit there and tell me, so now there's a poor white kid in Long Island asking his dad, hey, Dad, can I buy a Rolls Royce? I got a white fucking scarf, and I look like that half a fucking Momo, who we all know in any neighborhood, we'd smack the fuck out of that motherfucker on a daily basis and take his fucking lunchbox. So do you understand when you see that? It influences certain people that want to be vulnerable to it. Other people look at it for what the fuck it is. Like you look at it for a comedy. You don't take nothing from that.
You know what? I look at it like, to me, because everyone always says, oh, the Kardashians are so fake, they're so fake, they're so fake. But you know what? They are doing that in front of the camera, number one. Number two, So yeah, it's over the top, and yeah, I feel bad that I don't got a big ass and nice titties.
You got a better ass.
Look good under certain lighting.
You got a better ass.
But what I am saying is, I like the relationships.
Yeah. That's what you told me
between the siblings.
The kid that was 18, the kid that's 16, whatever, that fucking moron, the son, Rob.
Why is he a moron?
Got a tattoo of his father. Because he wanted to honor his spirit, and they all got pissed at him, whatever. So that's the relationship you're looking for. Felicia, are you fucking kidding me?
Hey,
Every confused person is getting a fucking tattoo in this country today.
I'm just saying that it was an interesting dynamic to see how they were with their brother. Like, yeah, there's ridiculous moments. Like, I don't care if someone throws a drink on Kim's face. I actually fast forward through that stuff. I don't care. You know what I mean? If I was around Kim, I'd almost want to do it. Kind of like if I was driving down the freeway and it's snowing and you just want to throw the car in reverse just to see what'll happen. I would feel that way, but I don't care about those moments. But I like the moments where you see how they deal with themselves as a family, even if they're, it's half fake. They got together and are doing a half-fake plan as a family. It's working. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I like about that. Because how many family members because it's the same business for them. This means this is an example of any family out in America, no matter what you do. It's a family that's bound together by a business, and you see the relationships about it.
The business is plastic surgery. That's the business that holds them fucking together. That's the bondo in their faces and shit.
Genetically,
I know. People, Bruce Jenner looks like that because he jumped over poles. I love Bruce Jenner, by the way. I always loved him, and I love the show. Jenner, I understand what they're doing, but it's also fake reality. And that's what I'm trying to say here. That I don't want people to really think that you need to go to Las Vegas or you need to do these things to make it work in your life. We're talking about the Kardashians. We're talking about the fucking media. We're talking about stealing change from blind kids at a Carvel. We're copping today.
You did that?
I had to. This is why I say to you that these are the things. When did you do that? 94. I was telling my buddy George the other day on the phone. I go, George, what keeps me in check is when people come up to me and tell me shit. I think about 94, when I used to wake up in the morning in Fort Lee, and I would have a bag. I used to sell cars, and I made believe it was a briefcase. And what it basically was, I'd go to A&P and I'd rob aspirins. I'd rob, the yeast infection medication. I'd rob all this shit, pills, and I would walk it over the bridge and take it to 178th Street, and they'd give me 50 cents on a dollar of this shit. I was a fucking grown man. This is 17 fucking years ago, people. This is before I was an open micer. Mm-hmm. And I would have to walk over the bridge and then sell that shit and then get on an A train or walk halfway and get a nickel bag of weed. But I remember, there was days that I just had enough to go over the bridge, sell a car. I would only get paid twice a week. I had to pay child support. And I remember one day on a Sunday, I was $4 for my plan. My plan was $20 for a bag of weed, $2 for the bus, $3 for a soda when I was there, rolling papers, and I come home. And I remember I had $16 or something. And I remember going to get a Carvel shake and looking over, and there was a kid's blind fucking jar there with $3 or $4. And I remember I took the whole jar and put it in my pocket. And every time I think of that, how much of a fucking douchebag I was, it makes my life. When I watch this and when I live through this, and people say, "Do you want a glass of water?" It makes my life. It connects me more to fucking life, because I know that part of my life. Did I do it when I had money in my pocket and was being a creep? Fucking no. I was broke. I needed it as much as those blind kids. The blind kids were only going to get 10 cents on a dollar anyway, and I'm not making a joke of it, but I did that. And that always keeps me honest, and that always keeps me in touch with who the fuck I am. That's it. That's why.
Wow.
I did it. What do you want me to do? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. No. I'm telling you before about Kardashian with the black fucking teacher and the 4 kids. No. And you're looking at me shaking your head. These are the things you got to keep in mind.
I shake my head because I think it's amazing that you are willing to be that honest, because it's really
it's all we got
creepy,
at the end of the fucking week. Yeah, it's all we got.
I'm not in a position to judge you. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that, But I've done other creepy shit that other people would be like, what the fuck?
The fuck? Yeah, we all do creepy shit, and it's just, I think of those things. I don't dwell on them. I don't sit there all day like, what's wrong with Joey? In 1994, I robbed blind kids' chains. No. Yeah. But it's there to keep me focused. Yeah. When I see a poster with a picture of me on it, and before I buy into that fucking bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Remember that. You know what I'm saying? Remember that. And next time I walk down the street and I see a guy with a hat out, even though I know he ain't blind, even though I know he's going to buy beer, I put a 5 in there. I just met a kid that's on The Office. One of the kids on the show The Office is a kid from Union City, New Jersey. Cuban kid. Spanish kid. I know his cousin. He grew up with his cousin. He used to run at my mother's bar. I bumped into him at farmer's market. And he used these words. I looked at him like, really, guy? Like, I'd love for you to meet my fiance. She's wonderful. Her name is Ursula. Ursula, my love. And when she came over, he kissed her on the cheek, like to introduce her and hugged her. Like, really? You're from fucking Jersey, guy. Act like it.
Right.
Ursula's a veterinarian and she works for Greenpeace and all this shit. I'm like, you're from fucking the Meadowlands, bitch.
Well, God bless his little fake heart. God bless his little fake heart.
Well, he's
Come
like,
on.
oh my God, she's an amazing woman. She's an
let
amazing
a man enjoy
woman.
his life a little bit,
fuck
Joey.
you.
Come on.
Be a fucking man. Act like it.
He's 27 years old or something.
No, next thing he's like, oh, tell me he plays
him
golf.
live
You're a
his
fucking
life
Cuban
to
from
the
Union City.
fullest.
Act like it. Go rob somebody for a fucking living, cocksucker.
I don't agree.
Fucking come up to me. Oh, she's wonderful. Ursula, please come over. Meet my friends. Are you fucking kidding me acting like that?
Meet my friend's Coco.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with these people? A little shout out to our sponsor.
Oh, yes, let's do that.
SkinIndustries.com. Listen, our shirt is there. It's ready to Beauty and the Beast. This weekend, Felicia is going to do some tricks on the internet. We're going to hook it up with PayPal, with the fucking webpage, and we're going to hook you up so we can send you the shirts direct with a kiss from Felicia. She'll scratch a little monkey and put a pubic hair on it for an extra $5. That's how we roll here at Beauty and the Motherfucking Beast podcast.
Well, I don't know if I'd put pubic hair. I might
Just a little
steal
one.
some hair off my children's mice.
How about some
sprinkle it on
fucking lint? Just send some panty lint. Maybe you send it to Burt Reynolds in that movie when he took the lint from Demi Moore. Anyway, let's give a shout out to SkinIndustries.com for all the leader in athletic apparel needs. Skin
and
Industries.
Also AdamandEve.com.
AdamandEve.com.
For your pleasurable needs.
That's right. If you need a finger up the ass or a blindfold with fucking polka dots in it to poke your eyeballs, go to AdamandEve.com right now. Order from their webpage. And whatever you order, you get free shipping, you get free lube, you get 3 free movies.
Don't you get a gift?
And you get a gift, yeah. I don't know what the fuck it is. What are you bothering me for? You get a magician. Maybe you get a blind kid. Who the
But
fuck
if you put
knows?
Felicia in the promotional box.
FELICIA.
Scoots has emailed us. He's one of our listeners, and he's a young man, and he's about to get married, and he asked us, how do you know if the girl that you're living with, that you're sharing time with, is really the woman for you when she puts a full-on press that she wants to get married and have kids? How do you tell that she's the one for you?
You could just tell.
Like, why? That you cry when she sucks your cock?
No, you could just tell. Little things. No, we're switching to a different conversation. That was jokey. This is the world of reality right now.
Right.
I got to switch back. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying my tales of the activity partner are jokey? Is that what you're saying, Joey?
Yeah, it's fucking, it's entertainment for the masses here.
It's not
You're not going to fall in love. If he doesn't call you, you get upset. If he calls you get upset. Once he gets too close and he tells you he loves you, you start getting all pale and smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. Then you cut him off. It's the tale of Felicia Michaels. I've been through it.
Shut up!
It's no big fucking deal here. You want me to, stand on my head and spit nickels? As far as Susie, whatever his name is, Susie.
It's Scoots.
Scoots. Look at the situation for yourself. Look at your future and see where this is going with this broad. And then I want you to take a walk one day and think about your life without this broad. How would your life be different? And then make your correlation from there. And that's it. Do the George Washington close, but do it backwards.
What do you mean by that?
What would your life be like without this girl? And then you'll see how bad it would be. What would, take an afternoon walk for an hour, smoke a bone and go for a walk and think about what would the holidays be like without her? What would Thanksgiving be like? What would the summers be like? What would your life be like? What would make your life weaker and what will make your life stronger with this woman as your wife? And you take it from there. Because women, guys don't realize this. Nobody realizes this till they're fucking old and they can't explain to other guys that you got to realize that this is going to enhance you and how it's going to be part of your fucking team. And a lot of people don't think about that. They think about, it's so weird. They think about the wrong things in a relationship. You're trying to become one and you're trying to be better. So her strengths and your weaknesses have to, somewhere, and together you're happy. But you fucking know, Scoots, what are you sending me a fucking email in the afternoon for? Asking me whether or not you should marry some chick or something. You want to take my advice when you're that young? You just know. And you take a chance. But think about what your life would be like without that person. And then make your decision.
Right. Well,
what are you looking at me like that for, Felicia?
Because I was thinking about our earlier conversation where we talked about, we live in a society where the message is from all media, there's going to always be someone else out there for you. You know what I mean? That
but there really isn't. But you can't go into thinking like that.
You don't take this one because two things piss you off about this one, because there's going to be a better version out there for you. And the truth is, we all suck in our own specific little ways, and you got to look at someone like, are their deficits your deficits? Can you live with their deficits? Can you live with what they bring to you? Can you learn from this person? And the reality is, like, when I was engaged to get married to the ex, he had been married before and then separated, and I went to lunch with him and his ex-wife, and it was all friendly, and I thought to myself, I should marry this person, because if it went downhill with this person, it would still be friendly, because what was important would be understood. But that wasn't the case at all. And not that he's a bad guy, because he's not. But the case is, sometimes you pick the person that's not right for you. But maybe that was necessary for you. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for my
at the time. Maybe at the time. You don't know where you're going to be 10 years from now.
At the time.
Hey, listen, we never know where we're going to be 5 years from now. You never fucking know. I've hung out with people that I've met one day, and they're single, and they have a little bit going on, and then 2 years later they got a wife and a kid, and I don't see them anymore. The mother-in-law lives there. Life changes rapidly. I'm not a fortune teller, but what I can do know is you have somebody in front of you that you want to marry, whatever, and you love that person, and you make your choices. And I've never in all my life let the media influence me, or the grass is greener on the other side.
Right.
It's like a job, or it's like anything else. Whenever you get a job offer, you always get another job offer, and you're always faced with two job offers, and you have to make a decision between both of them, and you hope you make the best one, and you commit 100%.
Yeah.
But while you're doing it, you can't think about there's somebody else out there, or there's a different job out there. There probably is, but if you go into any situation like that, it's going to lose from the beginning. It's like going into stand-up in the beginning. After your 90 days, you're like, this sucks. I'm not making a fucking dime. There's 1,000 things I'd rather be doing, like selling toothpaste on the fucking phone to people. I can make more money.
Absolutely.
But you have a certain belief and you commit to it, and that's it. And that commit runs through relationships, jobs, friendships, love relationships, whatever.
As I get older, I've definitely turned into this person. Oh, don't put that there. Like, you know what I mean? Like anything, I overreact like a fucking grandma. And then I thought to myself, well, no wonder grandmas overreact, because they've seen a lot of shit go down. You know what I mean? Like, you hit a certain age, you're like, oh yeah, somebody died by a letter opener to the inner ear, on a Sunday when it rained. You know what I mean? Because it's that fucking nutty.
Last night I went to dinner with my wife and this girl that I went to school, I know since she's 8. I talked about on the show again. Again, her brother was a 15-year-old fucking kid. We all used to hang out from the time we were 12, 10, bitty basketball, going to the city, play 3-card Monte, buy fake acid. We did it all. We used to rob motorcycles. And then as we got older, we all, got into different things. We smoked pot. Me and Lebrano tried cocaine for the first time, which I robbed from my mom. When I was 15,
You robbed cocaine from your mother?
Yeah, the first time it was downstairs.
Where was it?
It was downstairs, hidden in the basement. Somebody had left it there for her to watch. And
was it a lot of cocaine?
Yeah, it was like a kilo, and I took like
really?
I took like a gram or something. I didn't
How
know
old? You were 14?
It was about a month before she died, so I was about 15.
Really?
And it was just really weird that, some of us got into crystal THC, the shit that people, it's like angel dust, and 3 people could get high for $10. And every Sunday we would get high. My mother would go to the track, Or New York in those days, and me and a couple kids would come to my house and get an 8-pack of Lowenbrow. Here's to good friends. And we drink Lowenbrow, 2 apiece, and do a $10 bag of crystal THC. And we did this every Sunday. And it escalated. It escalated into a party. Or some people started spreading the word. Hey, on Sundays, we go to 38th Street Park and do THC. People would come and they'd have barbecues and people would be tripping on the THC. Then it blew up even bigger. People started going to lakes on Sundays, and tripping on THC crystal. And coming back with stories and suntans, and man, it was a party. You missed it, and Leonard Skinner was on. And one Sunday, they all went out there in August, and they all jumped into the quarry, and they were having a good time. And then after about an hour, they said, hey, where's Dominic? And Dominic had fucking bumped his heads off the rocks, and he died. They didn't find him until fucking midnight. So for what they had been doing for 2 years, one day just turned sour. They didn't know.
Right.
Those kids that were there that day, Ray Canella, all my friends that were there that day, they live with that. I bring it up and they're like, bro, it was a terrible Sunday. I wasn't there, but that's how quick your life could change. And that's why I tell people, once you cross that fucking realm, all bets are off. The drug realm, you get a gun, you want to rob people, or once you cross into that realm of not being a decent person anymore, and that includes drugs. And I said it 1,000 times. People always come out, well, I've been clean and sober for 4 years. You know what, bro? I'm not proud of you. You're not supposed to do them in the first place, bitch. Sexy motherfucker.
Oh,
see, Felicia's
Joey.
looking good lately.
I'm not. I
even
just
asked
barely
her
comb my hair.
I asked you if you wear a thong or you're a grandma
I'm
panty.
a thong girl.
Because you got a nice little cute ass. Your
Actually, I
pants
don't have
fall
any
off.
underwear on right now.
At all?
Yeah.
How come? What happened?
I just was you know what? A lot of my friends are going through a lot of shit, so a lot of people have been coming through the house and.
You just put pants on with no undies?
I was just like, fuck it. I gotta listen to this girl cry. I'm not gonna wear my thong. You know what I mean? It was literally like that. If some bitch is gonna cry in my kitchen while I make her eggs and sausage.
Fucking why should I
a
have
half
a
hour
thong?
before lunch when I have a lunch appointment, and then I'm not putting on a thong.
You're beautiful. What'd you do last night? Anything good?
Last night I did my total mom thing, but the night before I saw the activity partner.
You told me that. No, I was just curious about last night.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be walking around with a dirty little monkey. If you would have seen the activity part last night, I've been walking around with a dirty monkey today.
Here's the thing that you men don't realize. After we see you, we like to walk around with a dirty little monkey.
That's disgusting.
And we like to,
but I know you showered.
reach over and pick up a cantaloupe at the grocery
I know
store
you
and still
showered
smell you
last
guys
night,
on us.
so your monkey's all right now. Might smell like a little pee or something like that.
You're so
but it's
in
all right.
denial.
You know what I'm saying? What's that? Your pussy smells like a foot. Hey, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful day to be alive. I gotta give some thanks out, shout outs on the show. Do not cut this, Felicia, because then the people don't get the shout outs and shit. So I'll make this nice and quick. My man Mike Maxwell at MikeMaxwellArt.com drew a picture of fucking Charles Bronson for me and sent it to me. You gotta see this fucking thing. It's a cute little picture of Charles Bronson. It hangs right in the thing. I've been arguing with my wife if I can hang in the living room. She says, fuck no. But it's up in the office and it's ready for your view and pleasure.
Oh, I want to come see.
Yeah, it's pretty
Very
fucking
nice.
cool. And then my man, Josh Davis, who's down in Orlando, said that, told me, I sent a great email. He listens to the show and all that stuff. And that his parents or his mother, somebody worked for the Orlando Magic and they knew Shaquille O'Neal's mother. So one day the guy goes, instead of a Shaquille O'Neal, do you want a Julius Erving ball? And he was going to throw it away, and he thought of me. So
wow.
I'm going to have him ship it to my friend
nice.
George and frame it nice, and I'll put it in the Julius Erving Museum of Natural History in my house.
Very nice.
Which I'm starting up thanks to Mr. Josh Davis.
Oh, very nice.
So dreams do come true. I'm Beauty and the Beast podcast, bitches.
That's right. And let's not forget Scoots.
And Scoots for
Scoots.
intimate.
Stop being a pussy and marry that chick, but
just
don't
marry
have
the
babies
fucking
till
chick,
after
right?
you're 30.
Yeah, check it out. See what's going on.
Am I wrong about that?
Make sure the in-laws have dough. I just learned a lesson today that I forgot to tell you about this.
Oh, yeah?
Because there's times that I say things and like I leave here and I think about what I said and you say something to me like you shouldn't have said. Let's take the word faggot, for example. About 4 weeks ago.
Well, you were kind of irritated at me. Right?
No, I don't care about that. A couple of days ago, 4 weeks ago, I was at my house, in front of the house, and there's a couple that live across the street. And she used to work at Target, so I used to always see her at Target and wave, and my wife waves, and she's got a bunch of cats. So I always say hello to her, and I always say, hey, I seen your cat last night down the corner, and whatever. Well, when you get real up close and personal, that she is a he. And it's got a wig and the whole thing, and he lives with a man and whatever. You know what, man? I never looked at that. I never even thought about it. I just kept it to myself that when she's around the house, her hairline is a lot shorter than what it is when she's out. She has a wig.
Right.
You know, for years, I couldn't tell when a woman wears a wig. You know, I don't know about these matters, you know.
As we all know.
Yeah, so I can't tell when somebody has a wig on, you know, especially a woman.
Unless you want to snatch it.
I see them and they wave. And about 4 weeks ago, they came over and they said, hey, you know, we bought this thing at Target, or we bought it at Petco, and it doesn't work for our cats. You guys want it? No, do you want, you know, can you give us $50? Very nice couple. And she always says, hey, you know, your cat's pretty, whatever. And we just talk. And mainly a relationship is about cats, you know. So I said, really? Thank you. I told the lady, whatever her name is, that if she could just wait a couple days till my wife cleaned up the area where we wanted to put that, we wanted to move the other one and clean that up. So one thing led to another. Every day I would see her and I'd wave at her. And then finally that weekend, I don't know where I went. I think I went to Vegas or Arizona. And when I got back, the thing was in it. It was beautiful. I had never gone to see it. It was fucking beautiful. And the cats love it. They're rolling in it and shit. So you know me, I'm happy. You know, I'm a happy camper. The cats are happy. I'm fucking happy. No worries, right? So one day I said, you know what, Terry, these people did this for us. Let's get them something. Let's get them a bottle of wine, you know, something. They were kind of nice. So I went to the liquor store and I got them like a $22 bottle of wine. It didn't make me or break me. You know?
Perfect.
That's all I could do. I cross the street and then I'm home. And I bring the bottle back. Again, I go across the street and I knock and then I'm home. Next day I knock and they're home, you know, and that's it. No end of the story. So about a week later, I'm going to my car and one of the neighbors is like, hey, how are you? You know, and he waves at me and he goes, what are you doing fucking around with those faggots? You know, and I look at him like, it doesn't really matter. You know, I just get in my car and I drive away. And this guy's like a white dude, you know, I don't know. I know
Right.
he's not very successful. I see him out there in the mornings exercising, power walking, but it took me a little off. And then 3 days later, the girl down the street said, hey, you mess around with those fucking transvestites? Just like this. Like a woman who drives a regular truck or whatever. So that's number 2. And I didn't really think about it. I know the guy's not a transvestite. Maybe she is, you know. And then a day later, the guy across the street was like, hey, my wife said she seen your wife carrying the thing. She goes, those fucking faggots are crazy. And then today, I'm going to get in the car, and the Spanish dude comes over to me. He goes, hey, did you ever find those faggots? And you were knocking on the door where you're trying to get them drunk? And finally I said, hey, you know, man, what the fuck? If they're faggots or not faggots, who gives a fuck? You know, whatever the fuck he called them. You
Right.
know? Trannies or whatever the fuck. And I got in the car, and on the drive over here, I'm like, you know what's crazy? That I've always felt insecure about who the fuck I am. Since I was a kid, I've always felt insecure, especially about white people. I feel they're the strongest race and the smartest race, you know, except for the fucking Spanish guy. Everybody else is very white. The one lady has the one guy has a BMW. I mean, this guy's they're not retarded people. It's not Beverly Hills, but it's not a fucked up neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And I get in the car and I'm thinking about how sometimes I say words, but I really don't hate these people at all. I don't even think about it. I never thought about the cat. I never thought about nothing about the cat stand. I never thought about who gave it to me or nothing. I just thought they were nice little cat lover people.
Right.
And I sit here sometimes and I say the word faggot and you get offended. Sometimes on stage I say people get offended, but I have no hatred behind that word. And I didn't realize how the hatred, I didn't realize how to say it with hatred in the word. Do you know what I'm saying to you? It's so fucking weird how some people say shit and they don't really mean it. Like, I don't really mean it. I grew up with a lot of people who are fucking gay.
But how did it make you feel listening to other people say
fucking
it?
Pissed me the fuck off.
Well, that's how people feel when they hear you say it.
They were saying it in a nasty fucking way.
Yeah,
They were saying it in like a slanderous fucking way. Hey, there's 2 ways to say the word nigger. You could either say it one way or say it the other. You could say it like Jay-Z and everybody jumps up and down and lights a fucking blunt. Or you could say it like a white guy with a hood over your fucking thing. There's 2 ways to say the word nigger. And I realized today that I'm not that bad of a person when I say it.
You're absolutely not a bad person.
Because I don't think that, I always think that when you say to me, Joey, you should say, like, I leave here a little wounded sometimes. Like, fuck, maybe I should stop saying it altogether. But there's no hatred behind my words. But when you hear hatred behind words, you're like, wow.
But those words, whether you mean them to have hatred or not, have built-in hatred.
Wow.
And that's just
it was
the way
fucking
it
amazing
is.
how they all said it to me, like the looks on their faces. And I really learned what you learn in comedy. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. I mean,
But
all
it
four of these
can
people.
be what you say, because
Oh
Joey,
my
even
God.
when you were telling the story about some Jews, the way you said it, it's startling. It's like, I don't know, Joey, if I want to leave that in the podcast.
What, about the Jews?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck it. They know it. Listen, you're a Jew. I'm a Spick. I'm Cuban. Whatever when you say the word Jew, it's not a bad word. It's
But
not
if
like calling
people
them
don't know you
it's
and
not
don't
like calling them
understand
a
that you're
fucking kike or
not,
something like that. That's a bad word, or a Hitler or whatever the fuck. That's a bad word. But when you call somebody a Jew, I mean, I've been calling people Jews all my life.
I know, but it's
I'm
not
running with the Jews,
offensive to
dog.
people that know you, because we know you don't give a shit. But for people that are first time listeners or people that are paying to go into a comedy club, it's offensive. Everybody is different.
It's so weird that the only place ever that reacted to a Jew joke of mine, I said that I knew a Chinese guy. His name was Ming Melstein. He sold firecrackers with no gunpowder in them. That's a Jew, which is true. That was his fucking name, Ming Melstein, when I was a kid. And you go over to the city and get firecrackers from him. He'd always tell you, come see Ming. But like 10 packs had firecrackers in them, had gunpowder in them, and the other 10 didn't. He'd take them out and make like fucking explosives and shit. So I used...
What's his name again?
Ming Melstein.
Ming
And
Melstein.
he was a Jewish
Wow.
Chinese kid. And that's a joke. That was true, because one day I said to him, I go, dog, he was using the old trick. Like, he would only leave gunpowder in the top firecrackers in the box. The rest of the firecrackers had no gunpowder. In those days, all you got to do is take the fuse out and tap them, and the gunpowder would fall out. And you could sell like a bomb. You could make like...
Oh, my God.
So Ming
Joey.
Melstein... I always, and one day somebody came up to me and they were like, when you said, no, as a matter of fact, they didn't come up to me. I just bombed, and it was up at the Canyon Club. They just stared at me because they felt it was offensive to them. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, when they feel that, that's when I know I don't want to even deal with these people, because it's a fucking joke. It's a joke, but it's a true joke.
Well, people don't know you. Then you didn't sell your character correctly on stage if they got offended. Because if you sell your character correctly, then maybe okay. But I hear what you're saying, and I'm kind of glad that happened to where you heard someone else use the same words that you say all the time. And I know you don't mean it negatively, but to feel the sting of a negative word, you felt that sting. You judged people.
Tremendous.
And maybe those guys didn't. If you don't know those guys, maybe they didn't mean it. You know what I mean? The way you're thinking they meant it, but those words still carry a sting.
It's funny because this afternoon I talked to another buddy of mine who I've known for 30 years. And whenever he answers the phone, he sees it's me, he goes, Spick! And he just, we talk after that.
Right.
And it's so funny that, to me, that's not offensive at all. When my friends say it, I don't fucking get offended. You know how many of my old friends from Jersey called me my birthday and they were like, is this the fat Spick? Yeah, this is me. What's up, dog? And I didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah,
It's so funny what you think about
that.
is offensive and what you don't. And if you can't take a joke, take a fucking taxi. I was thinking about this on the internet the other day. I answer a lot of emails.
Yes, you do.
And I do a lot of podcasts, and I look at the feedback, and I see the people who come to the shows, and I see their ages. And I think that a lot of people, and this includes myself, a lot of people are online or watching video games, and it's amazing how a lot of people are not really living their lives. Because I'll tell you something, I'm going to be as honest because I did the math. I thought about this last week. I'm on the computer 2 to 3 hours a fucking day, and it's positive. I'm not just sitting there, looking at YouTube videos from some whatever. No, I write on there. I go to Facebook. We write the things on there. We figure out the fucking Twitters, and we send out alerts to people for shows and different things. And I try to return emails. But what about the people that just really sit on there and just eat shit all fucking day? People who look at every video that's sent to them, and just there's a lot of waste on there. And I think now they're taking you. Yeah, there is. There's a lot of fucking waste on there. A lot of shit that you could just sit there and go, I could be living my fucking life, my friend.
I know, but
and with kids, how much time do your kids fucking play video games a day? An hour and a half?
No, on the weekend it's full on do what you got to do because I'm a fun mom. I have to admit,
6-7 hours
with that. I don't know. No, a day? No, not a day.
They got to be doing at least an hour between the morning,
during the
school,
week, 1 hour,
and after school. 1 hour a day during the week,
and then
2 or 3 on the weekend.
Do
so that's
what you
6,
do, my friend.
and that's 5, and that's 11 hours a week.
Right.
Thinking they could be doing 11 hours a week, and the same goes for us. No. I'm not blaming
What
him.
are they going to do for 11 hours a week? Guitar lesson?
Get them
What
out
are
there
they
to
gonna
fucking
do
run
for
up and down the street.
11
Get them
hours
out there
a
to
week?
cut fucking wood.
Yeah.
Get them out there to make a lemonade
Maybe I
stand and
should
know
get
how
them
this to flip
till
a
the
buck.
land.
You know, something.
Maybe they ought to,
Something
please.
from 11 hours to 5. Think about it, Felicia. I mean, no, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. It's not a joke.
No, but
This isn't a joke. This
it's
is
not like how it was 150 years ago when people were on farms and physical labor needed to be
not
done.
even physical
what
labor.
What are they going to do?
These
They
little
already know 3 times as much information as I learned in school.
That's right, but
These
you know
little
what?
kids
Get a
are-
mommy's club together and take their little asses to the park and make
Dude,
them run
those
back
kids
and
have been to the park. Those kids have
There's gotta be
killed in the
something.
park, had pizza in the park, had a kickball birthday in the park, got almost, run over in the
I
park.
don't understand what the fuck we did then for 8 hours a day in the summer playing sports on the street. I don't know what we did for, from 3:30, because I went home at 3:30, and way before I started fucking around, I would go at 3:30. You go home, you eat a sandwich, you drink some fucking lemonade, and you go out and you fuck around till 6:30. There was no computers, so I don't know what you're
Because
talking
what
about. I
about
grew up in the
homework?
city.
What about
You do that at night after you wash your pussy and eat dinner with your family.
But see, they have so much homework today. It's different.
We have
today.
homework too. We had homework too. For we didn't have no
no,
homework.
no.
Felicia, are you serious?
I'm
They
completely
had so
serious.
much homework today with
They
fucking
have
these
so
little
much
computers.
homework.
And what the fuck do we have?
They
Are you
have-
crazy?
I am
Are
not
you
crazy.
fucking crazy?
I
I
know
had
for
homework
sure.
growing up. I had homework growing up.
What homework did you have?
Fucking geography and math and English and
I know.
social
And
studies.
plus, they have computer and 3
Yeah,
different
that makes it
languages,
easier. You don't have to
and
fucking
they,
write everything and nothing.
Need to know how to
Oh,
play a
Felicia,
violin.
my
and,
God.
And
Oh,
they have to
God,
be
no.
superstar basketball
No,
players.
oh,
And they
God,
have
that
to,
all takes time.
look cool.
What do you
and
think?
know
These
how
are
to
the first
navigate
fucking
the
kids that
ladies
did
and
this
know
shit?
how to not kick a pregnant woman at a party when everyone's watching.
Do you think this is the
Which-
first time these kids did this now? Are you fucking kidding me? Come on, Felicia. Please, don't embarrass me and yourself. Now? Do you think these fucking kids today have it tough?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Yes, they
What the
do.
fuck you think we did? Are you crazy?
Yes, they do.
Oh, please,
It's all
Felicia.
apples and oranges.
You're fucking reading too much of this kid shit lately, dog. You gotta
it's
lighten up.
apples and oranges.
We did homework like a motherfucker, and we too had to navigate ladies, and we too learned how to play musical instruments, and we too played fucking basketball with not our mommies driving us around when we had to get on a fucking bus and walk the fucking 2 guys. Stop it, Felicia. We did shit like hell too. Are you kidding me? Oh my God! Don't do this to
I
me.
guess in my childhood, I just must have laid around and found my.
No, I guess you didn't do homework. I don't
do
think
that
you
much
did
homework.
Shit.
do that
We
much
did
homework.
fucking homeworks. Ask your kids how many fucking book reports they've done. Ask them.
They've done a lot.
Shit.
Because I've done them
we
for
did
'em.
tons of, yeah, no shit.
I
Come on,
built,
God.
a mission.
This is the problem
Yeah,
right
you know.
now. This is when
I
it
know,
starts.
I know,
When the
I
kids do
know.
too much and
But
they're
that's
too,
how it is
they're too
nowadays.
energetic
There's like this.
and
That's
they don't
what
have
I was
enough
talking about
fucking
earlier
time.
about how
Oh,
everyone's
no, Felicia.
depressed. Everyone
Nobody's
has
depressed.
self-doubt because
No,
we have to
no,
live
no,
up
no,
to
no,
this
no.
fantastic
There's
image
no
of
image.
ourselves
There's no
because
image.
of all the media that's being blasted at
No,
us.
because the kids see
Absolutely.
media. When we were kids, we didn't see fucking media. We didn't read media. We didn't know who the
Oh,
fuck people were. We knew
please.
Popeye and Batman, and that's all we
and
fucking
we
knew.
knew that there are public service announcements where don't fall asleep with a cigarette in your hand.
That's
and-
all that,
and
Felicia.
all
But
that.
so
No,
what?
come on.
There were 3 channels for us growing up. We didn't have the media. We didn't give a fuck who some Kardashian was. We worried about Julius Erving and sports people and shit
Yeah,
like that.
I would have killed for Donny Osmond.
They
ticket.
weren't
I would have killed for
observed.
Donny Osmond
They
ticket.
wouldn't have observed the things that we seen today. The things that these kids are seeing, it's not because of them. It's because of us, because we let them. It's terrible, Felicia, for you to say we didn't do homework and we weren't kids.
I'm not
and
saying
we
we didn't
have
do
any
homework.
pressure.
I'm
Are you
saying
kidding me? We had the
that
biggest
the-
pressure. The
that-
street. We had to walk to school and walk on the street with bullies and see kids on every fucking
that-
block. These
but
kids,
that's
so they
what
get
these-
rides back and forth. Then I don't even see a fucking kid in the street. These kids are worthless today, Felicia. We're in a fucking lot of trouble 20 years from now. We're in a lot of fucking trouble. A lot of trouble.
I don't think so.
Oh, God, yeah.
I don't think so.
Tons of trouble.
I don't think so.
Terrible.
I think nothing stays the same though. So maybe your definition of trouble is that some shit's gonna change, and absolutely some
Shit's gonna change, but these kids
But,
today are
you
nothing
know,
compared to us.
I think
We
let's
worked,
cut
we
some
did
people
shit.
let's cut ourselves some slack. So what that I'm not the sexiest girl on the planet? So what that I'm not the funniest girl on the planet? But I still have a value. That's what I'm saying. We're surrounded by media that blares at us constantly. This is what you should look like. This is how you should act. This is what you should have achieved by the age of 32. And what I'm saying is there's this generation of people walking around going, God, I suck because I'm not completely
I've never talked to these
and
fucking
flawed
people.
correctly.
I've never talked to these people. I don't know where you talk to these people. Maybe
You
at a
don't
coffee
have
shop or
friends
something.
that suffer like because
Not because
things
of the
aren't-
media.
n- because
Not
thi-
because
no,
of what's
but
going on with the
because
Joneses.
because things aren't working out for them in some fantastic way.
Not with the Joneses.
You know,
Not because of the
sometimes
Joneses.
It's just about getting through life. That's what I'm saying. You don't have friends that are going through
I have
some shit.
self-doubts about myself, but it's because of me. Not because of whatever the fucking media's out there thinking, Felicia.
Wow.
Oh my God, no! I could care less what Donny Osmond looks like, or
But that's-
Kardashian's
you're a
brother
different-
with a tattoo of the father
But you're
on
a
his arm.
different animal
No,
than that. That's all, 'cause
come
you're a
on,
different
Felicia.
animal.
You think my friends call me up and say I'm having a bad day because my hair doesn't look like Mick Rodriguez's? Really? Then we got to get some new friends, Felicia.
But dude, when I was in my 20s, I would get upset if my hair didn't do exactly what I wanted.
Oh, I know, but you're a fucking beautiful woman.
Dude,
but
in my
not because
20s,
the
I wouldn't
media,
even wear a pair
not
of shorts
because
because
Farrah
I thought
Fawcett
I
was
had
beautiful.
bad legs. Yeah, it's because
No,
we
Felicia.
see
we're the
images of women around us that this is how you're supposed to look like for a man to be in love with you, for a man to find you attractive.
We're the
That's how
fattest
it is.
fucking country in the world. We're the fattest fucking people out there in the world right now. And you think we're concerned about me? These fat fucks with all the in and
That's
out.
how fucked up it is. We're the fattest country, yet
Fattest
all we
fucking
shoot
country.
images of ourselves to each other is some ideal version of like
Who
3%
shoots
of the
images of each
population.
other?
By videos, by commercials, by magazine covers.
But then we have to
by
avoid
everything
that
like
stuff.
that.
That's why we depend
That's
on
what I'm
ourselves, and that's
saying.
why our minds are stronger than
That's
that
what
shit.
I'm saying.
So, but I'm not. I don't hang out with nobody that's confused about the media. Nobody calls me and says, "Hey, you know."
But if your wife says to you as she's putting on a brand new pair of jeans, do these jeans make me look fat? Do you think she's saying that because she didn't just see in the past 2 weeks 20 images of beautiful skinny ladies that have been photoshopped on the front of a magazine or in commercials of this is how you're supposed to be cute and funny and like
No.
You don't think that's what
no.
resonates with
This is
her?
becoming a psychotherapy class now, Beauty and the Beast. No, Felicia. No.
All right.
No. Nobody sees that shit like that. Nobody even if it's 2011. If you still ask your man if I look fat in these jeans, you probably should be shot and fucking hung, and you're a dumb fuck. Because nobody wants to hear that. They've made fun of that over the years on commercials and everything.
Oh, absolutely.
No,
Have you
no,
ever
no.
said that to a woman?
No,
When I was
no,
married,
no.
my ex-husband used to ask me, do I look
No,
fat in
no,
these
no.
jeans?
I put clothes on. I put them on because I don't care who influences you, or I put them on because I don't give a fuck. I really have never gave a fuck about what people think because you'll kill yourself.
And now it's raining. God's crying
I
because
love
we
you
just
guys.
had a fight. God is crying.
No, he ain't crying. I just
God is
no.
like, you two stop it.
No. This
Woo-hoo.
media stuff is not for me, Felicia.
All
You know me
right.
better.
Well,
than
I
that.
see
love
it
you to
differently.
death.
I see it
All
differently.
right, no worries.
We can agree to disagree.
That's fine. I'll see you next week. I love you guys. Stay black.